boot.
Right, yeah.
Come on, boot.
Is when it's like a frequent flyer?
Yes.
Oh, we got rookies. I see it. You're like, oh, man. Because they see the stripes.
Yep.
And they see that you're like very clean shaven and your uniform's not a little f***ed up. You're like, yeah, no. Dispatch being like, oh, you need to go back to your call.
Yes.
Totally happening. Hashtag daddy issues. There it is.
She wasn't counseling at 10.
She wasn't counseling at 10. What's going on, Internet? This is part 2 of episode 1, season 1 of The Rookie. Welcome back to our Officers React to It. Let's get back to the clips.
What the watch commander want?
Do you wish me luck?
Huh.
Boot, this relationship is going to get off to a bad start if you lie to me.
Sergeant Gray does not appear to be a fan of my presence in this department.
Because you're old as hell? Look, I don't give a damn about your age, Officer Nolan. I want to know if you're going to be a speed bump on my path to Chief of Police.
No, ma'am. 6 months ago, I packed everything I owned into a U-Haul and moved here to become a cop. I got to work twice as fast, 3 times as hard, so I'm going to make you look good.
Bit of an overshare, huh?
I'm told partners are supposed to have a special bond.
We're not partners.
We're not partners.
This is
I'm so glad she said that. I was like, yeah, no, dog. I am here to babysit you. Yeah.
You are not your FTO's partner. I became friends with one of my FTOs after FTO.
Yep.
After. We were not friends in FTO.
Yeah, no.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
But you are not friends with your FTO.
And like, you spend a long time, like, they're showing these relationships as being like automatically contentious right off the bat.
Yeah,
and maybe
like
that's
that.
Some people's teaching style. I think those people are douchebags.
You had one.
Well, they didn't start off this hard. But
Did
that
they
being
not?
said, I know we're not lying here. And again, that same FTO, I ended up having a lot of respect for down the road.
Yeah. I'm not
But
saying it was a bad FTO.
For
I'm just
sure, it
saying.
was that contentious almost right off the get.
Yes.
And I knew that walking into it.
Well, also, our department didn't quite take tradition, like...
Yeah, as hardcore
like,
as LAPD
boot.
might. Yeah.
Come on, boot. We didn't do that. So.
You're going to spend 10, 12, 15 hours with these people at a time in a car. You're
4 days a week.
Pooping in the same bathroom. Yeah. You're eating at the same place. You're spending a lot of time. It's funny. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. I was like, the cops that you worked very closely with, you were spending the vast majority of your awake time with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's not this contentious, but the relationship is different when you're in field training. It's arguably sometimes different, even if there's just a big disparity in seniority.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get guys that have come from specialized units that are coming back to patrol because they're promoting or whatever it is, that they're friends, like your peers, but you're not equals.
No.
Like when shit hits the fan or there's something weird going, you're going to consult the more senior or experienced officer because they're, again, going to have better judgment because they have a lot more experience.
Yeah.
There's some instances where that's just not the case and everybody's got to be able to handle up, but like... Partners are peers.
Yes.
You're never going to get the partner conversation until either that officer believes that you can operate at the level that they want to or they trust your judgment. You are not a cop yet, technically. Legally you are, but like in the eyes of fellow law enforcement, don't expect to have other officers look at you as a peer until you've done the job for almost 2 years, I would
Also,
argue.
you're only with your FTO for a certain amount of time.
Yep. So it's just not... Don't expect friends. This Chenford thing's a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
That's
pretty normal one.
I like the sassy dun 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 dun. She went and made googly eyes at him. Also not I've seen this firsthand happen a few times. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
For damage.
Any neck scrapes or dance loggerman.
Has a suspect left anything?
Money.
Drugs.
Done this.
Why aren't you taking notes, Officer Chen? You think I'm impressed because you picked some low-hanging fruit on your way to work?
Onto the shotgun safety check.
Verify it's empty. Clear it.
Close the action.
You have police tape, road flare, spike strips.
Making my job easy, Officer West.
Body cam test.
Officer Lucy Chen.
Officer Nolan, yippee-ki-yay.
What are you doing? Now we're inside the car.
Log
That's
into
a
the
write-up.
computer.
Put in our serial numbers. Test lights and sirens.
Finally, check yourself. You're about to hit the street with a loaded handgun and no idea what happens next.
7 Adam 15, family dispute 1401 West Sycamore. Address has history of domestic home.
7 Adam 15, roger.
It was kind of realistic about that. It's a weird, tiny detail. She kind of looked off into space while listening to call text. She's chewing on penal
What the
code.
call was coming through as.
She's chewing on, what's the location. She's chewing on her route to get there. That was a very accurate description of somebody listening to. There was plenty of times where you're mid-driving. And the second you hear a name get called, like it's like a canine.
Yep.
Especially if it's like, hey, this is a aggravated assault in progress or something like that.
The tone goes off?
Yeah.
You hear that tone on the radio?
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, it's...
We had a very specific derogatory word that everyone would collectively say on that side of town.
You're waiting to see which beat it in and why it was always yours.
You hear, and it was that first number that was like, shit, it's my problem. No. Yep. Anyways, that was actually a really cool little detail to watch her process, where the rookie's like, oh, that's going to be us. Like, they probably don't even know their call sign. Oh, wait. Said Adam 12. Oh, it's us. And she's like, yes, it's us. Calm down, child.
Let's go.
Anyways, it's pretty. That's a cool little detail.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this?
Show me what you got.
Police!
Pay attention.
Sir, we got a call about a disturbance. You all right, man?
She's fine. So you should leave.
Trying to make weight?
What?
I used to wrestle a little bit in college. You see the plastic sticking out from under your sweatsuit. Nothing my girlfriend hated more than when I was trying to make fighting weight. Like, my misery was contagious, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a few tips if you like. Probably better though if the wife doesn't hear, right?
Oh, Slick Willie there.
So that goes back to our age conversation.
Yep.
21-year-old ain't going to do that.
And I will say this, ego, because he could have taken I'm a cop, and I would argue from a safety standpoint, hey, I'm the police. I have a reason to detain. This is my scene. Stick the foot in the door. Tell him you're going to listen to him, whatever.
Maybe. They were both there.
Agreed.
They're both in the doorway.
Agreed.
He didn't try to shut the door yet.
But, like, there's a lawful but awful conversation in how you could have approached it. But he zigged and zagged there. And I would prefer, I was a verbal judo absolute
100%.
master. I'm a social butterfly.
He was a purple belt at judo.
I would give, Goggins speeches,
Yeah.
but they were all very friendly. And
We didn't do
nice.
it long enough for you to be a black belt. So.
No, I wasn't. But it's a better way to get better outcomes.
Yeah.
But he still realized he had to do an investigation. He wasn't going to leave. He found a clever way to make sure that it happened. So that's actually
also just curious if they run domestics like that, or like why there wasn't another unit there.
Sure,
because like when we were in FTO,
you're
we
a
were
single
considered
unit.
One.
Yeah,
there's two people, but it's still just one unit. So like for a domestic, it would be me and usually two senior cops.
Yeah, if you were my FTO, you were just there to be for me.
Yeah,
I would need still a backup to go work the call. So that is weird, but
I mean,
maybe
they just consider the FTO as a backup.
I don't agree
and
with
they just
that.
make the rookie the primary.
Yeah.
Harder to learn that way.
Very much. Because you're having to do
especially
the backup
in domestics, because it's like...
You don't know what questions they're asking.
Yes.
You don't know if they're doing
that's what I mean. Like,
checks and all
if you're
that stuff.
separating on domestic and your FTO is your backup, well, that's tough.
Yeah, now then why have an FTO?
Right.
At that point?
Dude, my favorite was 2 FTOs and 2 rookies show up to a call.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are there 4 cops here? You're like, well... I mean, there's 4 cops here, but there's really only 2.
What's worse is when it's like a frequent flyer.
Yes.
Oh, we got rookies. I see it. You're like, oh, man. Because they see the stripes and they see that you're like very clean shaven and your uniform's not a little fucked up. You're like, no, I know.
And you look nervous.
Exactly. You got that good old rookie nervousness. Yeah. That was the worst feeling. That was like the most demoralizing, deflating thing is, we got rookies. And you're like, God damn it. It's the crackhead that already knows.
That's why my mustache saved me.
That's true.
Everyone thought I was so much older.
Police? Oh.
Ma'am, we got a call about a possible burglary in process.
I didn't call anyone.
Watch her.
Copy.
You're probably not leaving your rookie like that.
Hi!
Unless you do.
LAPD.
Oh.
I've had this conversation more times than I can count. And the result is always the same. When he hits you, press charges. If you don't, eventually he'll kill you.
You got it wrong. My husband just looks aggro. Most of the time he's a block of wood, emotionally speaking. I push his buttons just to rally me up.
You can't take things out on her no matter how much she pushes her buttons.
And she's the one that throws down. So, that girl's got a crazy temper.
I buy it.
Meaning What, does she hit you?
No, she knows better than that.
You good out here?
It's my victim.
7 out of 15.
100% the victim.
100% the victim.
I love that they did this in the first episode.
That we'll be back.
Let me get this straight. You sneak into houses to have sex, not to rob them.
Yeah, it's a fetish.
Right.
You given Miranda yet? Is this part of your investigation?
Then we can only charge them with misdemeanor trespass.
There's evidence of a burglary.
They didn't take anything.
Took a shower. We could charge her 459 just for still in the water.
Okay.
It's a novel approach.
Thank you, ma'am. Not to say I'm the best prepared rookie in the history of the edit.
I was just about to say.
Sex in our shop?
If you
Damn it! Hey!
if you have 2 units there, you can separate your 2 parties that just committed a crime together.
Yep.
Very interesting. Also, I hate this rookie.
Yeah, could you say that they intended to steal the water? Sure. Technically, that's a payable service. However, you do not have the victim there to even do the criminal trespass aspect of it. So you would have had to call the homeowner. Homeowner would have had to have agreed to the charge to press, though you have PC for maybe both. So it's not up to him as to what charge he presses. It's up to the victim.
Yeah.
So technically, he wouldn't have made that call. The victim would have said, I don't want to press charges for burglary. I just want you to CT him and get him out of my house. Would have been it.
I would say if they broke something to get in, you have criminal mischief.
Sure.
That would be... I would go the criminal mischief route versus the trespassing burglary route.
Now, let's say they're being detained for both of those things and they haven't called yet. You're smashing in the back of that. You're going for
public
whatever.
rudeness or whatever.
Yeah. So you got an offense there.
Yeah.
These guys are idiots.
7 Avenue 15, return to 1401 West Sycamore. Situation has escalated.
Told you we'd be back.
Oof.
Open up,
Never a good day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
Should have been no IS.
Knock off gloves!
100%.
Stay with me, all right?
7 out of 15, requesting an RA unit to
Good for her.
Sycamore for a male suffering multiple stab wounds.
Agreed, not with that gloves.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Way too much blood.
Stay with me.
Nah, he's dead, buddy.
He's a goner, dude. Where he took those?
Yeah. Come on.
Can't tourniquet the neck, dog.
Dude, what a great first episode.
That was pretty good.
Because that's like legit why you don't fast track an investigation.
So also, and you got to think, like, the conversation was had there, right? Where she talks about we're likely going to have to show up. If you don't report it now, they could kill you later. That whole conversation. She
just said it to the wrong person.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And he recognized that he was potentially the victim for domestic violence, but thought to himself, well, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Underneath all of that, you have no idea if there's just like crazy amounts of injuries.
Probably.
And I've seen it in a lot of situations where whether it's pride or social reasons or whatever, that if you don't begin to advocate, there's a lot of reasons why, I'm pretty sure it's across all 50, there's a shallow rest on most domestic instances there.
Yeah.
And it's, even if it's just to get the parties to separate, you have to at times be advocates for people. It's a gray line there for some of that. But as far as domestic violence is concerned, had he had any inclination that she hit him and he doesn't take her into custody, I mean, that, unironically, the blood is absolutely on his hands. Now, he had every right. He could have left at any point in time, this crazy lady. But as a law enforcement officer, you're right. Your objective is to create good. I'm 110% just because I don't know how many domestics at work. Too many domestics at work. A lot of which did escalate. There are times where you don't have PC. Let's say there's no visible bodily injury. He's not claiming there's any pain. You can't prove anything.
You can only ask so many questions.
Sure. And you leave, they don't consent to anything, and you don't have an offense. You leave, and maybe they kill each other.
But he didn't ask any questions.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast.
He said, she hits you? And he was like, no. And then, why don't you dig in just a little bit more?
Well, and the same amount of perspective he used to recognize that the guy was a wrestler trying to cut weight, he could have used that to dig a little deeper. I'm not saying it's his fault. He's going to take it as it's his fault, and there's like a narrative and a story to that. But I think
kind of his fault.
In general, I think it's a healthier mindset to realize you can only help when lawfully you're allowed to, like it's within the power of your authority, but that you should try to help as often as you can. I've been on the business end of this where I failed to make an enforcement action because I thought it was being beneficial and a kid died later. So I understand what he's going through on a lot of that, but it's I was lucky it wasn't on a domestic, but I can understand the psychology behind that. But it's a good storyline. I think it's a very good storyline about why law enforcement exists and why, even though we don't agree all the time collectively on, well, that's kind of a bullshit enforcement thing.
They did a lot of good things there, like making the male the victim in a domestic.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, that never happens.
Yeah.
It happens more than you think.
She can't hurt him.
Yeah.
He's over there just getting baby shanked, you know, like crazy.
Yeah.
And then, again, the psychological ramifications of not acting. Because you also got to think the family's also going through something very similar.
They also got called off lunch.
Oh, yeah.
That's so accurate.
Also, like, dispatch being like, oh, you need to go back to your call. Yes. Totally happening.
Yeah.
So if you have, like, senior dispatcher there,
yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're on a report. You could be at the jail. They're going to be like, no, you need to go back to your call.
Yep.
And it is your call.
Very accurate.
And even if it's just from a legal standpoint, the question then becomes, well, if a different set of officers make a different determination, the defense attorney is going to say, well, the initial officers didn't think there was anything wrong.
Right.
They're going to make it your problem because once you've reacted, it's your obligation. So that was actually a really good call. Hey, Moody.
You all right? Officer Nolan. You all right?
Yeah.
Gloves.
The husband hinted that the wife was abusive, but I didn't push it.
Worst thing you can do is think and not act. You gotta trust your instincts, even if I ultimately tell you that you're wrong.
You all right, Officer Nolan? I heard it got real in there.
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
Good. But you go start the paperwork while I talk to your TO.
Yes, sir.
I believe there'd be a conversation happening.
100%.
Doesn't matter how senior the officer
You dove right in, even though there was a knife.
Good for him. But maybe not so good for us. You know our rookies are best trained young, Officer Bishop? Because kids don't know anything. 40-year-olds. They think they know everything. Training them's like turning an oil tanker. Odds are, it ain't gonna happen before tragedy strikes.
It's a very small-minded view.
Yeah. It's about the time you think about it. It'd take about that long.
Yeah, once you're away from it, away from the call.
To the first day.
First day.
He had by far the worst.
Yeah.
It just like the call
and
was
also
shitty, yeah.
He's not going to be off at the same time as them on a murder.
No.
Bro, you're
asleep.
talking.
Yeah, they're asleep. He's still doing paperwork.
Hours. Like, you did not get off shift on time on a murder.
Yeah, the report, the evidence aspect of it, the exposure report.
You got in a use of force. Like,
yeah. Exposure report for
way.
getting exposed to blood. If you're doing it the right way. Likely, if you're dealing with someone hands-on that's got a blade, you got cut. So now you're in the hospital. Now you got to wait to get discharged.
I like what they did, though. Like,
I get the story aspect of it, but like,
let's see if he talks about it.
Because
I bet he won't.
Free advice to everybody that's a new officer: the more exciting you think your shift is, the longer you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Worst calls, worst
also,
shifts of my life.
No way that they don't know what happened.
100%.
If they work the same shift,
same beat, same shift, they know.
They knew.
They were probably backing to secure the scene, dude. Yeah.
I felt him die. A guy I was just talking to. And I thought I was ready, but I don't think anything can prepare you for that.
I saw my first body when I was 10.
What did you feel?
Dad took me to the morgue, pulled a drawer, and there was this kid.
That's hardly a dead
maybe
body.
18. OD'd on Oxy.
That's some questionable parenting right there.
Sorry, didn't your folks put you in therapy at the same age?
Yeah, they were trying to teach me coping skills. Like,
so was my dad. So his job is a magnifying glass. It reveals everything. especially the parts you try
It's
and
revealed
hide.
a lot about you, though.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Can I get you anything else?
Not right now. Thanks.
She wasn't asking you.
Wow! Officer Chen's Officer Cockblock.
I've never seen a real badge bunny before.
Well, she's just being friendly.
You really are struggling, because she practically handed you her panties.
I'm fine.
Hey, listen to me. What happened wasn't your fault. That guy was never going to admit a woman was kicking his ass. It wouldn't have mattered if you'd said anything to Bishop, and if she said any different, then she was just flat out wrong.
Don't listen to anything he has to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At a minimum, they could have tried to separate us.
Jackson and Lucy.
Here we go.
Doesn't it likely have another show after this? Yeah, I don't even get a spot. They work 8 hours.
Yeah, but they have 5 shifts.
Oh, that's I'm not gonna lie. Also, like in LA, for girls that forward,
oh yeah,
I'd be a little nervous there, dog. Bro, where's he staying?
Tell me again why we can't go out for breakfast.
Because someone from the station might see us.
Oh.
2 months of quality
Oh, where's she staying? Who's making this money?
Interesting.
Also common. Also does happen. I'm missing context. Go yell at us in the comment section. But like, what?
Yeah.
So, unless, hear me out, unless chick hits on Nolan, Chen is like, no, this is my phone number, and that's what happened. And maybe that was the context that I missed. But
so the context that I cut it out because it was just like a long conversation that was very cheesy.
Sure.
Is they have been dating for 2 months at this point. They started dating in academy.
Yeah. Very common.
That's very common. That's fine.
Very
I have no problem.
common.
Well, and again, y'all are peers.
Yeah.
You're going to see each other as peers.
Yeah.
So it makes way more sense for that relationship to happen. When it's like full-blown officer to training,
Yes.
no, I vote big no on that. Because there's a complication as far as interest and all that type of stuff. And even then, you have to disclose those relationships oftentimes because they will separate you. They won't even let you be on the same side of town.
Yep.
They won't let you be part of the same command structure because you have to make decisions based on general well-being, not the well-being of the side piece that I have in my life or whatever it is. Although, shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Bro, he's doing good for him. Chen's pretty. I'm here for it. Nolan's got some nice mystique to him, but maybe she... You know what? Hashtag daddy issues. There it is.
She was in counseling at 10.
She wasn't counseling at 10.
That's how she's coping.
That's how she's coping.
Yikes.
That being said, yeah, you're going to say what you got to say to get you through that kind of stuff, but yes, you should step in. I do think it's good that they're confiding in each other, and you will see that a lot. If you're in field training and you're all on the same side of town, I had the people that I got cut loose with, we were very close for the year that we were on that same side of town, and so it's the same thing. You had a lot of our classmates on your side. So
ton of them.
You cope.
And I lived with a classmate.
So. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, exactly. So you cope with each other. It's a very new experience, and it's unique to y'all. When you're getting cut loose, what's happening at the time in the city, the type of calls that you guys are working, but also like you're doing all of that in field training. Or you're doing all of that as a rookie versus you'll see the guys that have been on the street for 4, 5, 10 years together. They're going to be reacting to this very differently than you. This is all new to them, except for loser over there. I write tickets to dog ladies. So this was part 2 of 3 for the episode 1, season 1 of The Rookie. Stay tuned. We'll have another one. Or if you missed the first one, go back and see the first part, and then you can go back to this one. And then see the third one in probably a week. Until next time, go check out if you have comments that you guys want for other episodes you guys want to go see, or if you liked this stuff or didn't like what we had to say, go ahead and put it in the comments as well. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. We go live twice a week, every Monday and every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Mondays are going to be for gaming and cool things like that, and Thursdays are for body cam breakdowns. Until next time, thank you for riding Tube Man with us. Peace.